Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I am going to get started here. Lots of noise in the background. I realize we've got a lot of fans going on today. Voila. Okay, let's take a look, see what we got. Okay, today's going to be lentil soup. Wow, almost let some light in here. Yeah. Oh, well, not that much light. Okay, I hope everyone can hear me over the... Yeah, turn the fans off. Well, I'll turn one off. Hang on. Okay. Alrighty, yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, we're up and running. I'm going to raise the volume a little bit. Yeah, so this is better. What is in lentil soup? Okay, let's talk about it. Let me get the camera going. Yeah, so we're going to work with our regular pan today, the big pan. I'm going to get that level, make sure there's no water in it. Let me give it another rinse. You know, I cook with these pans so much that it's getting to be almost, you know, it's like, yeah, throw it in, throw it out. Serve it up, serve it out. Back room is showing. That back room's okay. Yeah, that's been screened for clearance. Everything's okay back there. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for caring. Yeah, well, so this is a process of getting some vegetables going initially. We're going to be using a big can of Muir Glen organic diced tomatoes, fire roasted. I got this for $1, which is amazing, so I'm going to use that. I got these for $1 each. I'm going to fit one of them in here. Organic black lentils. No salt in this, but salt in that. So it's got to have, one of them has to be no salt. It's important to go low salt on this. Otherwise it's overwhelming. I'm going to be adding a container of, wow, that's 2,000 milligrams of salt right there. I'm going to use pretty much half of this $3 container of chopped ham, so about $1.50 there, $1 here, $1 there, we're up to $3.50, $1 here, believe it or not, $4.50, and vegetables, I'm going to take it up to $6, so in case you want to put more of that in there or whatever. Alright, let's get that burner going at level 3. It's always difficult to keep the prices of food down, especially in these times. But if you have chopped ham, you can use chopped ham as well, you know, from a package. But this is pretty much the best stuff you can buy, humanely raised, no antibiotics or growth hormones. And I get deals on everything I buy here. So when I say I can do it for these prices, I can. That doesn't mean you're going to be able to get organic or humanely raised food, but you will be able to match the prices with regular products out there, not necessarily organic. Always look for organic whenever you can when you're shopping for discounts, you know. Let me get a better camera angle on this. You can see the preparation of the onion. These dishes, these meals that I do are now like 30 minutes long. I'm trying to quicken the cooking process. Your back's hurting? Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, maybe you need a softer mattress, maybe a memory foam. Have you ever considered getting a memory foam topper? You might want to put that on your wish list, Anita. Yeah. I know what you're saying. How can you maintain control of the chat when you're 20 feet away? Well, it's pretty easy with the technology afforded to me. I'm able to actually see the chap 10 feet away. You don't want anything but the fresh onion on that. You know, it's really good to get onions down right away. Okay. I keep a really clean house, so there's never any question of if I pick something up off the floor, there's not like a piece of hair or something down there. You actually have to sweep your house quite a bit. I am not a robot. I told you, I am not a robot. I am not a robot. I told you, I am not a robot. Default. Hi, I'm David Sponheim. I'm making dinner, and I thought it'd be great if we could, work together instead of you calling me a robot. Okay, let's go ahead and pump that up. Gee, I'm getting to the bottom of my safflower oil. Let's spray a little safflower oil in there. Get that started. You could use any oil. Don't use corn oil. So you really can't use any oil unless you had to use corn oil. I prefer not using canola oil too, personally. But, olive oil is good. I have backup oils in case I need them. Okay, I'm going to let that pan heat up a little bit before I put the onions on it, but it's always good to give the green pepper a little rinse. I did get a natural sponge the other day, but I still recommend not touching it. I'm using this technique of keeping tap water in the sponge on the sink. Well, I'm thinking the tap water's got, natural chlorine, or not natural chlorine. They put a lot of chlorine in my tap water. In fact, I had to call about it last week. But keeping it in there makes more sense than it just sitting there getting more bacteria, right? You think the chest infection and the cigarettes aren't working together? Well, that's good. It's just cigarettes. There you go. Yeah. Okay. We're going to move this over here and just drop the onions in now, I guess, for lack of a better thing to do. And we'll take the top off the carrots as well. Carrots go down too right away. I use these carrots that are pre-cut, and they are organic, which are really great. Simple Truth, good product. And I'm going to do a little dice action on this. So I line up about half of the carrots on one side, then stack them together, and then just kind of put the nose of the knife down, keeping my thumbs and fingers down as well. And make nice little medallions out of this. Throw them in the pan. It's important not to hurry when you're with a knife. Knives are to be respected and be very careful with them. All right, and that goes back in the pan. We'll pop the little kernel out of the green pepper there, and then we'll dice this up. Now you can use red pepper. Doesn't matter what color pepper you're using. Don't put too many seeds in there. That's not a good idea. So I take the seed ball and pull it out. You can plant that in 2 inches of dirt, and it'll grow. Believe it or not, the seed ball and all. Okay, we'll go ahead and put those green peppers in. Now the ham is a very important ingredient. You can also replace it with turkey sausage if you are Muslim or Jewish and have an offense to eating pork, I understand. Turkey sausage works great. Fairly big chunks. You don't want to get them too small. You know, like a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch. Okay, going to be cooking with the ham. Now, normally you'd make a big savings if you had just regular lentils you can buy for about $1.29 a pound, $1.69 a pound rather. You would save money if you rehydrated those yourself, and then you have to soak them overnight in 2 cups of water for every cup of lentils. And that's true with green peas as well. And you soak them overnight. Good to put a little salt in the mix. And then you prepare them. This happens to be just already pre-cooked and ready to go. So, I mean, I couldn't lose with the best quality black lentils on earth. And of course, this could be a smaller can, and you could use 2 cans of lentils. But I'm going to go with kind of a rich tomato base. Let's get that started on a level 6 now. I'm going to cover this up and just cover it up with level 6. Increasing the temperature. And of course, composting during the meal is always good. That way you can get rid of the food that's sitting on the counter that you don't want to look at. It is going to be delicious. Yeah, well, the humanely raised ham, I'm going to put the whole thing in there, I think. But then the whole dinner will be like 3,000 milligrams of salt. That's got more salt than I really should use. Let me see if I can get a replacement can of something. Yeah. Don't seem to have one, except it's buried in my way back in the back of this thing. Oh, here it is. Hang on. No, tomato soup. Let me get in there right now. With all my strength and pull it out. You're hearing me struggling with my cupboard over here. Yes, I got it. Okay. We're good. Wow. That was huge. Okay. Wow. It's good I grabbed that. It looks like it's ready to eat. Look at that. It's starting to get petite diced. I got a smaller container of Del Monte organic. But the bottom is starting to go. You see that? Yeah, I'm going to have to clear that cupboard out, but I'm going to use 2 cans of black lentils today. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to put this back. That'll work. Wow, I'm glad I found that because that has clearly been sitting there too long. It's got some sort of a weird thing happening at the bottom. It doesn't have a problem though at the top. There's no blowout or anything. So let's pop it open and see what's happening. No fizz, that's good. Okay, there you go. Looks like it's perfectly fine. Smells good. Yeah, whoa, you saw my feet. Oh no, my perfect feet. Okay, I'm going to put that right on top. I'm going to inspect the can on the inside and go, yeah, it looks good. It was just the outside that had something going on. I'm going to have to check out that cupboard. Yeah, I think I could be a foot model. I have such perfect feet. I hate to be so, vain about my feet, and I don't have a foot fetish or anything, but I know a lot of people in the world do, so that's the second time you've seen my feet. Yeah, you'll have to rewind on the recorded broadcast. Apparently foot shots are okay. They're within, acceptability on YouTube, so that's good. Oh, I found a little carrot. It was hiding. Yeah, so that's good. But you see how dirty the can was and how improper that should be? Yeah. I used my sponge, but yeah, even then, it still smells, it's an old sponge, right? So whatever you do, don't use an old sponge. Get some fresh paper towel, which has a little chlorine on the white flour, on the white paper, and it cleans it just fine. Look at that. See, and it antisepticizes the board. So, yeah, it was kind of, the can itself was a mess. Okay, so I'm going to use the whole can of the whole thing of ham, and that's super easy. You just open it up, right? With the scissors. You know, since I'm going to use the whole thing, I might as well just forget the Ziploc. Just use the whole thing. Cut it right off. All right, we'll put that in there. Dice cooked uncured. And this has, gosh, it has 2,000 milligrams of salt in here. But there's no salt in here. There's a little bit of salt in the, a lot less than the other one. That's a perfect use of that can of tomatoes. I'm glad I did that. Wow. Okay, what kind of spices? Let's get everything in there, push it around. Keep the vegetables at the bottom of the pan. Don't lift them up. Keep them at the bottom. Just push everything down. Vegetables stay at the bottom. Okay, so since this is already cooked, we won't have to cook it much other than to reheat it. So most of this is fresh and integrated right now and working together. So check out my kitchen. It's got a lovely plant there and lots of different cactus plants, aloe vera. Lots of things on there. Very nice. Yeah. I like to have the plants in the, that's an orchid. Yeah, that's beautiful. A phalaenopsis, and another phalaenopsis in the background. It's good to have plants in the kitchen with you because they tend to keep you company. You know, if you do a lot of cooking, you don't want to stand there alone without anybody joining you. You want to at least have the plants with you, right? Yeah, that way you're not alone. You have a plant with you. It's me and my plant. Okay, so I guess two things of lentil soup is appropriate here. So I'm going to go ahead and open them both up. And I got these on sale for $1 each, so that's a really good deal. And they come with the juices are already in there, so that you can actually use the water that's in there in the meal. Just right out of the can. And they have extra protein in them too. So that'll be great. Now this level 6 cooking is very fast. We'll be getting the vegetables cooked in about 10 minutes. We'll add the things together and we'll be done. Virtually turn it off and let it simmer. This is an old Sony camera. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's it works to record, but it won't play back. I actually tried to make a video recently, 14 years later, and one of my shows, it dropped, so it broke, but it still records. So I have to actually find an old Sony replacement, Digital 8, to play it back. I'm not really sure if I'm going to do that unless it's affordable. Yeah, I mean, it's old technology. It's good though, you know. But I have these smaller cams that I take on trips that are much easier. Store a memory card. Wow, you know, cherries are in season right now, and a bag like this costs $10. It used to be like $3, but they're like $10 now. And we're in cherry country here, so. Okay, let's do the spices. Will be Italian seasoning and a cumin. I've got a little bit of cumin here I want to finish up. You can put curry in lentil soup too. It fits. So if you're working on that curry diet, you could even put some of this really good stuff for you, which I highly recommend, which I don't talk about because it triggers the algorithm. And also this, pepper. And pepper and this work really well together. They are synergistic. They have tremendous, let's just call it potential, taste potential. You get this product in yellow mustard. If you ever get yellow mustard and put it on a hot dog, that's a really good way to... Excuse me. You made batch meals of lasagna? That's smart. Yeah. Good for you. So lentil soup is your official soup, Joe, huh? Wow. You know, I had so many great memories of my mom cooking lentil soup when I was a kid. She'd get the ham hock from our ham dinner and save it in the refrigerator and then put it in a lentil soup the next day. And she'd cook it for hours. You know, typically a lentil soup will take you two and a half hours, or no, about 1.5 hours you could do it in if it's just raw lentils that have been soaked overnight. This kind of meal is like 30 minutes, ready to go. I could see doing a little Parmesan cheese in there. Yeah, Joe, that's a good idea. Good thinking. No need to use mushrooms. I've seen celery used in these things, but you don't really need to do that. I like the carrot, onion, pepper mix. Yeah. Okay, let's give this a little big stir now. Everything's cooking. And again, just keep pressing down. Don't move everything around. Just keep pressing down. You're trying to meld the tastes together without not cooking the vegetables. Normally the vegetables would take a lot longer, especially on a slow flame. Level 6 is medium high on a gas oven, gas range. You know, that's just out of control. Yeah. You do Parmigiano Reggiano, no cheese? Okay, well, you know, not everyone lives in that world. We live in the world of discounted craft Parmesan, so. And yeah, if you guys are wondering what kind of a drink to drink for the summer, I'm doing a really interesting one. I'm bringing tonic water. Yeah, it's got quinine in it. So when I take my vitamins, I'm now taking them with quinine tonic water, which is great, you know, since we're all staying healthy and all. I make my own apple cider vinegar. Let me see where it's at. It's still steeping, yeah. Still getting there. I got all kinds of things down here. I love to make vinegars, and I have old beers and things in my refrigerator. They're classic beers. They're like award-winning, but somebody said, hey, if it's not a fresh beer, it's not a good beer. I don't know. Any beer is good for me. I don't drink. Man, and that quinine has a little sugar in it. It's actually a refreshing beverage on a hot day, because we're getting like 85 degrees here right now, which is as hot as it gets in this area. So I purposely chose this area to live because it doesn't have those sweltering 100-degree days you get down in Los Angeles. All right, now that's really cooking fast. I'm almost ready to drop the beans in, the lentils in. But I just want to make sure all the vegetables are tender. I'm going to go ahead and add my spices now. So I'm going with a little Italian seasoning. I'm going for cumin. In fact, I'm going to take the cover off because I really want a tasty cumin here. I'm going to use the rest of that. Yeah, I just had to finish it up. I have more, but it's good to have it. I'm going to throw some of this in there. and some pepper. We'll grind it right in there. Probably no more than about a half a teaspoon of spices, but you can put more if you want. And then I'm going to throw my lentils on top. Oh, that's got a lot of water. I'm going to drain the water in the other can. And I'm going to drain it in my compost bin so it adds nutrition to my soil. That way it adds more nutrition to the root base. Wow, that's perfect. Black lentils, beautiful. Okay. Wow, I'm glad I went with this mix. Oh, that's perfect. Those are like mung beans. Wow, those are really cool. Stuck to the base of the can there. That was a really interesting texture. Got some more here too. All right, and just kind of push everything on top of the vegetables, still cooking at the bottom. This is a good time to add garlic powder or onion powder if you want to, top it off. I'm going to put a little Parmesan cheese on top. All right. Okay, and I'll keep that at level 6 as it continues to push through. What you want to do is get the whole thing to a full boil and then mix it up. Yeah. Now, if you're cooking slowly, of course, you don't have to worry about all that. You can just throw it in the range and let it sit there. It does its own thing. Now, I would have used Patty LaBelle's no salt recipe, but I decided I got to go get that out of the cupboard. I'm still down one. Yeah. I've got a bunch of that. This is curry powder. I think I'll throw some curry powder on there too for flavoring. Yeah, that's going to be good. It's amazingly hard to find curry powder now. I've been checking the stores, and there's just not that many curry powder providers. It's one of those things that's imported from India, so I guess there's a little supply issue going on. Where is your curry powder? Oh man, I had some mung beans in there. I have to compost them. That's tragic. Tragic loss of little teeny lentils. Well, the compost heap will like it. Yeah, always keep a compost heap around. It doesn't pay to put food down your drain. Some people use a dishwasher or a digester or garbage disposal. I don't recommend it. I think I'm going to make some coffee. Let's do that. So I got my filter going here. This is great. Yeah, the water filter is really doing well now. That tip I got from Scissorfight to drain it of water, the reverse osmosis system, and then put 10 pounds of pressure in it. That fixed it just fine. So now it comes out really nicely. Last week it was kind of having, a problem. Who's this guy? Anybody who asks me who I am has got to be out of their mind. You don't know who I am, man? You got to be kidding me. You came into my show. How did you get into my show without knowing who I am? How's that possible? I think you're pulling my leg. Who is this guy? Okay, we're almost to the point where we can mix it. That heat's coming up through and just pushing the nutrients into the lentils. you have a net loss of vitamins, as in, where do your vitamins go? You cook your meal, where do your vitamins go? Well, they go into your other food products that are sitting above it. That's how cooking really is, a layered cooking. I call it fusion cooking, but you don't have to go there. We got Mad Dog on Keurig, and damned if he didn't quit drinking. I mean, I'm really impressed with him. He quit drinking entirely by doing the Keurig thing. This I got at Kruger for $3.99 for 12 recyclable K-Pods. Right. Okay, we're ready. Once you see steam coming out, you got a full boil going. So now you can mix it. Grab at the bottom and kind of pull it around like that. All those beautiful flavors of ham and beans are mixed together, lentils mixed together. The vegetables are almost cooked. And all you have to do is, at this point, is turn it off, or turn it down to a simmer. Because everything is pre-cooked up to the point where the vegetables are cooked. And then, of course, you can add garlic to taste if you want. So I'm going to take a little spoon of garlic from my refrigerator. I've got that garlic taste still. Yeah, I'm just going to put a teaspoon of garlic in here. Garlic paste. Just kind of move it around like that. Stirring it, spreading it around as you go. All right, and you're done. You can turn this off. I'm going to turn it down to a simmer, and it'll be done very short, within a half an hour. And it's ready to eat now, but still, it's always better the next day too. So if you did make it and turn it off, you can pull meals out of it no problem for the next few days. So that's pretty much all done. I mean, I just have to turn it off. I'm going to just literally turn it off and let it set till I serve at dinner. And ironically, I'm making the rest of my dish from last week I had in the refrigerator. I'm going to serve that up with a little bit of tilapia and have a little lentil soup on the side. Last week we did this incredible seafood pasta dish, which is still good in the refrigerator if you keep it in a glass bowl with a glass top. 1 week it'll last. If I go another day, I don't really know, so I definitely recommend that. Long-term storage is very easy with this type of cooking. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get that water going. Finish. I get two cups out of one of those Keurig cups. I run it through again. You just simmered your 2 fry pans full of veggies, walnuts, and seeds and beans. Wow, that's great. I met a couple of people that lived on food stamps. I met them in the 1980s. And Frank and Judy, I even remember their names. And he was an older guy, and she was a young woman, and they were literally living on food stamps, eating that way, getting walnuts and beans and seeds, and really kind of a simple diet. And they were able to save so much money that it was phenomenal. I mean, they said, yeah, we get like $175 in food stamps, the two of them did. And I go, wow, really? I said, yeah, we stretch it. It's amazing. So yeah, you can do a lot with a little bit of money if you're on government dole or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and add a little cream to my coffee here. And I'm going to just leave that on the stove and let it simmer in its own heat, because it's pretty much done. But again, if you do have to cook the lentils, you'll have to cook them for about an hour on the stove and then let it sit if you are cooking with raw lentils. At least an hour. Okay, thanks everybody for coming in. We got the full dinner here on the table here. Whoops. Whoops. Wild camera day. Well, I think you get the message, yeah. I think that kind of fell apart toward the end there. You got a second chance at my feet. Okay, everyone, thanks for coming in. I'll be in the other room in about 2 minutes. See you there. Oh, and by the way, I did upload the other cooking shows. If you want to catch some other cooking shows on the David's Kitchen button at Cool Rock. All right. Take care, Buckaroo.